This is Haley. I'm going to be reading chapter 17 and chapter 18 today. This is for WristClocks. Time is not yours to keep. I hope you enjoy. Let's get into it. Chapter 17, The Turn of the Key. Ellis is removed. The killer is glimpsed. The machine doesn't break. It refines. The room hummed, not with electricity or sound, but tension. Every object was placed with care. Blood dotted the corners. Clocks' faces stared from every wall, hand-painted and warped with frantic brushstrokes. Some ticked in unison, others twitched, offbeat, deliberately wrong. Ellis sat in a chair in the center, her wrists marked with smudged charcoal. No blood yet, no blade yet. She was waiting for him and for them. The trap wasn't elegant. It wasn't supposed to be. It was the final scream from inside the mechanism. She heard a soft creak behind her, then another. Footsteps. Not the one she knew. Ellis Danner, Detective Vega's voice cut like a blade. She spun around, wild-eyed, smiling. "You're early," she said, tilting her head. "Good. Maybe you'll catch him." Detective Cole stepped in. Gun raised but steady. "Catch who?" But she didn't answer because she could already feel him. He was near. Tick. One sec, sorry. Allergies. She made her stage, built her little opera of chaos. And yet, she hadn't understood. Time wasn't a performance. It was structure, precision, not passion, not rage. He watched from the rafters, still cloaked in the dust of forgotten machinery, eyes locked on the three below. He saw Mason's stance, Vega's control, and Ellis vibrating like an overwhelmed spring. No longer his shadow, his mirror, not even a rust. Now just noise. She turned towards the shadows, sensing him, and for one heartbeat, their eyes met. She smiled triumphantly. "See me," she whispered. He lifted his hand, not in greeting, in judgment. A glint of metal, not a weapon, a piece of a shattered clock, sharpened to a crescent. She saw it, realized, too late. She lunged, not at him, but toward the detectives. Gunfire cracked. She dropped. Blood bloomed across her ribs. Vega stepped forward, weapon still trained. Mason lowered hers. Ellis tried to speak, but the ticking stopped. Not hers, his. Duck. She ran toward the shadows. "Vega, he's here." They swept the upper level, flashlights slicing through the dust and cold metal. Nothing. No blood, no footsteps, no footprints. Just a single gear on the windowsill, clean, cold, familiar. And a note, carved with inhuman care into the wood beside it. The law of precision. Time given must be earned. Time stolen must be retrieved. Vega stared at it. He was watching the whole time. Mason nodded, heart still racing, and now he knows we've seen him. Tick. He hadn't planned to spare them, but Plans change. They weren't ready, not yet, but soon he would teach them, all of them. Not just those who break time, but those who protect it without understanding it. A new generation, clocks to be wound, gears to be taught. The law of precision would not die with him. It would be passed on, one tick at a time. Chapter 18. The Unwinding. Every end has an echo. Somewhere, new gears are beginning to turn. Police have confirmed the death of Ellis Danner, a suspected accomplice in the ongoing timepiece case that has shocked the Bay Area and beyond. Authorities intercepted Danner in what appeared to be an elaborate trap set to capture or kill her mentor, the killer behind the at least or connected to many murders. Detectives Mason Cole and Luis Vega were on scene at the time of the confrontation. No officers were harmed, however, the primary suspect remains at large. A strange phrase was found carved near the scene. The law of precision has become the latest clue in the hunt. Tick. She hadn't slept. Not after the report, not after the press conference, definitely not after reviewing the footage. Ellis was dead. It didn't feel like a win. It felt like they slammed the brakes just in time to watch something worse pass by. She stared at the gear on her desk, still cold, still clean, still deliberate. Vega sat across from her, silent, reviewing the timelines. She wasn't just his shadow, he said finally. No. She was his echo, Mason muttered. They both knew it. He had allowed them to find her. A demonstration. They thought back to the journals, the phrases, and the language used. Her gears were rusted, Vega said. She started spinning too loud, too fast. She was disrupting the machine, Mason finished. Dick. The girl they brought in couldn't have been older than 22. Public college, art student, no record, no history. But her notebook, full of clock sketches, diagrams, passages copied directly from the writing recovered from the mentor's old journal. Phrases lifted from the crime scenes. Time must be earned. You can't keep what you never understood. Remove the broken hands or the whole clock fails. Mason closed the folder. How did you even find this? The girl smiled. It was all online, not posted. Traceable, if you knew where to look and what to look for. Vega leaned forward. You ever meet him? She shook her head, then paused. I don't think anyone meets him. You're chosen, or you're corrected. Tick. He watched the clip again, the girl's interview. She was young, sloppy, curious, but there was potential. Not a replacement, not yet, but a listener, a gear. He would watch her, watch all of them. They thought it ended with Ellis, but that was the sound of rust being scraped away. The law had only just begun to be understood. Time, after all, is meant to move forward, one correction at a time.